Hello warriors! If you're new here, I'm Elke and I post videos about overcoming mental health issues such as eating disorders, depression, anxiety, ADHD, complex post-traumatic stress disorder, and much more. If you want to join the family and want to become a warrior too, then make sure to hit that subscribe button and we will welcome you into our warrior circle. In my first video, I quickly explained why I've started this channel, and in today's video I thought I'd share some of the most important obstacles I'm facing and the plan I've set up to tackle them, because this channel is all about overcoming your obstacles. So yeah, let's get into it. The obstacle that I will discuss in this video is one of the most recent obstacles. This obstacle has always been there, but it's only until a few days ago that I realized how much it is keeping me from completely recovering. I guess I kind of underestimated how it keeps me from becoming 100% binge free. In the upcoming videos, I will definitely tell you guys about my other obstacles, because I have many that I need to face. But if I try to explain everything in one single video, then this video will be way too long. So I've discovered, and this is really scary, that I probably suffer from PMDD, which means premenstrual, I can't even pronounce it, premenstrual dysphoric disorder. And my boyfriend's home. PMDD is like PMS, but on steroids. Like, women with normal PMS feel horrible, but they go to work anyways, and they feel horrible, but they get through the day. Women with PMDD feel horrible, go to work, and get fired. What happens to me is 1 or 2 weeks, it varies, before I have to get my period, I turn into a monster. Everything irritates me so much, everything irritates me to such an extent that I feel such a rage inside of me that I actually become aggressive and I can't control it. Like, rationally, when it's happening, I know that it isn't normal and that it's not me, but I can't control it. It's like I can't correct my behavior. I don't want to do it. I don't want to become aggressive. I don't want to become angry, and I don't want to act like a 9-year-old, but it's uncontrollable. It's raging hormones, you know? So for example, if I just accidentally drop something, I'll have a complete meltdown and I'll freak out and I'll start throwing with furniture. I'll become so freaking angry for even the smallest things, and normally I wouldn't get angry or frustrated for such small things. I will also become incredibly depressed, and I'm normally never depressed. It only happens in the week or 2 weeks, sometimes even 3 weeks before my period. And it's different from normal depression. With PMDD, it's like one day you're fine, you're super cheerful and you're fine, and the next day you wake up and it feels like there's no point in being alive anymore. It's like I can enjoy the smallest things in life normally, but when I'm suffering from my PMDD, I don't get any joy from the things I normally enjoy so much anymore. No matter how hard I try, I just don't feel it anymore. It's like it's gone. It's like someone has extracted the capacity or the capability, the ability to feel joy. It's like someone has extracted it from me. It's so weird. And it's like, in your head, you know, this is not normal. And I've gotten used to it. So now I know, oh, this is me PMSing or PMDDing. But even though you know, you still can't be like, oh, okay, I just have to go, I just have to get through this week or through these 2 weeks, and then it will pass. You can't think rationally anymore. You can't relativate your problems. You just want to get rid of that horrible feeling, but that's the problem. No matter what you do, it will not go away. There is nothing that can cheer you up. There is no one that can cheer you up. It's horrible. So you feel super depressed, you get super angry at everyone and everything, you can't enjoy life anymore. There are even a lot of women who get suicidal thoughts during that period, even though they are not suicidal at all. They're like mentally stable, but only before their period they become suicidal for the slightest, for things, for stupid things, that go wrong. And then suddenly, when the day you get your period, the day you see the blood, I'm sorry for the gross details, but the day my period breaks through, it's like depression gone, anger gone, irritation gone. It's like a burden falls off of my shoulders. It's like I wake up, I see that I have my period, and even before I see or feel that I have gotten my period, I can already feel it like, oh, finally, it's there, It's that extreme. And my therapist told me that it's normal because, the burden falling off of your shoulders is just your hormones shifting again. So they are out of balance and then they are in balance again. Well, maybe they're not necessarily out of balance. It's normal that your hormone levels change before your period, during your period, and after your period. But apparently, people with PMDD are more sensitive in their brain. They are more sensitive in their brain to the chemical and hormonal changes in their body. So they can't deal with the hormonal changes in their body. They are more receptive to it. They are more reactive to it. It's really weird. So I've looked it up. And this is real, you guys. Women all over the world actually kill themselves because they are PMDDing, and a lot of the times people don't even know it. So statistically, a lot of women commit suicide in the week before their period. So it's a real thing. And PMDD feels so unbearable that I cannot cope without binging. I have to binge, or else I will kill someone. I mean, I cannot cope with the horrible depression and anger inside of me. I have to binge, or else I don't know, I'll die or something. So I cannot cope without binging when I am PMDDing. But this is a real problem because it means I only have 2 weeks in a month or 3 weeks that I feel good and that I actually stand a chance to overcome my eating disorder. And then when I have to get my period, I become mentally unstable and I binge again. So the PMDD is a real problem because it makes it impossible for me to completely recover from my eating disorder. Because when I binge, it doesn't stay with just one binge. It becomes a binging spree, One binge will turn into 2 binges, and then I'll binge again the next day and the next and the next. And the fatter I get and the worse I feel about myself, the more depressed I will get. And then, of course, because I'm so depressed and because I feel fat, I will binge even more. It's horrible. Now, the good thing is that PMDD is curable. I've researched it online, and most doctors would recommend hormonal treatments, but I'm completely against that because I've heard so many horror stories of women taking hormones and they have gained so much weight and they are not able to get it off again. So I don't believe in that. I know from experience that it is curable naturally with a plant-based diet. And I know this because last year there have been 4 months where I was completely binge free. I was doing so well in recovery, and unfortunately, after those 4 months or 5 months, even, I don't know anymore, I relapsed. So, but that's another story. So, I noticed that the first month I still had PMDD pretty bad, but I was lucky that that month it wasn't as bad as usual. So I guess the universe kind of gave me a break. So I was able to stay binge free that month, even though I got my period as usual. And then the second month, I noticed that my PMDD was not as bad as usual. And then the third month, it was almost completely gone. And I just felt in my body that it was because I was eating so many vegetables and fruit and really healthy stuff, and I wasn't eating a lot of processed foods. I was eating a plant-based diet, and it was most of the food were whole foods. So, and I just know in my heart that this will be able to cure my PMDD. The only problem is that it's kind of hard sticking to a plant-based diet if every 3 or 2 weeks you're PMDDing, because the PMDD makes me want to binge. And when I binge, I do not binge on vegan foods, on plant-based foods, because they simply do not give you that dopamine rush. So it's kind of impossible, but I'm really motivated to go through the pain. So yeah, I guess the first 2 months I'll have to suck it up, which is impossible, because when you are PMDDing, you have no control whatsoever over your binging. My doctor actually admitted that I should go through the pain when I feel the urge to binge. I should not binge, but when I'm PMDDing, she told me, yeah, you can't do anything. It's impossible to fight against it, because it's hormones. It is so powerful. Hormones are a bitch. They are the devil. They are Satan. They should have called it Satan molecules instead of hormones. But anyway, I guess I have no choice than to try, because I know that if I can stay binge free for 2 months, I'll be better. And I have another medication which is completely plant-based to help me out, and it's called AO Mix. AO Mix. I'll just quickly show you a picture of the medicine, because I forgot to bring it upstairs with me. It costs 20 euros for a box, and one box will not even last you a whole month. And you're supposed to take it 10 days before you have to get your period. But my therapist told me I need to take it every day for a whole year, because, my PMDD is so severe. So I'm taking it every day. And she has had many clients who were almost recovered, but when they had to get their period, they always relapsed. And she recommended AO Mix to them, and they fully recovered because of it. So I am taking that every day as well. And I've also found on the internet that drinking alcohol makes PMDD worse. So I am quitting alcohol. I am not drinking, not even one glass, not even a drop of alcohol anymore, starting from today. And for my anxiety, I should probably stop drinking coffee, and that I'm going to do starting from next week, because I need to say goodbye to my coffee. But yeah, so I'm going to eat 100% plant-based again. I always do that, by the way, except for when I'm binging, but I have been binging for a couple of weeks now. So yeah, that's why I'm saying that I'm going plant-based again. And I'm also gonna try to eat as little processed foods as possible, because bread is vegan, but it's not a good food for PMDD. So I'm going to try and stick with fruits, vegetables, and the only processed foods I'll have is, maybe a very healthy dressing or something. But I'm going to try to avoid breads and crackers, you know. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing to try and cure my PMDD naturally, because I feel like it has become the most important obstacle right now. That and my anxiety. I have so much anxiety and it feels impossible to overcome it. It's like I have panic attacks all of the time, and it can be about the scale not budging. It can be about stupid stuff in life. It's like I'm afraid of everything, you know. But that will be for another video. So this video was about my most recent obstacle, which is PMDD. About the anxiety, I have created a anti-panic and anxiety guide for myself that I have to read every time I want to binge, or every time I have a panic attack and want to binge because of it. And I will get into that guide in one of my next videos, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, I just want to say that I am so convinced that detoxifying my body by eating a plant-based diet and as little processed foods as possible and not drinking alcohol anymore, I am so convinced that that will cure my PMDD. So yeah, I hope you guys found this video useful. If you can relate to this problem that I have, then make sure to comment down below. If you have any tips, you can comment as well, and that way we can help each other out. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye! Stay strong, warriors!